and that change of perception, instead of seeing him as a vicious tiger, she saw him as a scared little boy hiding behind a picture of a vicious tiger. And in that place, here she felt compassion. As she felt the compassion, her fear went away. She reached this higher level of strength, which we demonstrated a few minutes ago, and how that affects the body. And we saw how it reached out to affect another person here. That's exactly what happened to her, that it reached out toward him and affected the healing in him. Interesting thing was, she had another challenge. Eventually that boss did get fired. And a woman was brought into that position for the first time in the history of the company, a woman for that high position. And she was quite anxious because felt like she was not only proving it for herself, but for all women to be in this role in the corporate world. And she was micromanaging everybody like crazy. This was really upsetting my patient too, because in this micromanagement, she didn't need it. She was very capable, very competent. And I said, and she was thinking again, maybe I'll have to leave the company. I said, well, do you remember what you did last time? She said, I almost forgot. I said, yeah, I think I'll do the same thing. And so she did that. The thing that happened this time, there wasn't a mansion on Long Island to go to, but what happened is that she did this. The woman not only stopped micromanaging, but made her into her personal confidant. The only thing that was different is not that she was trying to change her boss. She changed herself. She changed her thoughts about the other person. She changed her thoughts from fear thoughts to compassionate thoughts. And as she did that, she did change her world, which is what the Buddha talks about. With your thoughts, you make your world, or you change your world. Or with it, we change our thoughts, we change our lives. This is exactly what they did. So in this time of stress with our families, we might begin to do a similar kind of thing. If we have a family member that's stressed, can we see their fear? Can we have a thought of compassion toward them for their state of fear? Knowing that as I do that, even though that person might have been vicious toward me, to know that if I'm hearing them and seeing the fear, I'm no longer feeling like a victim. If I'm having a thought of compassion, I'm feeling much stronger. And they can be as angry as they wish, but I'm not experiencing it as anger toward me. I'm making a distinction between seeing them as they are doing this to me, rather than seeing them, they are doing this, period. When I see them as doing this, then I'm observing what's going on in them. I'm not taking it personally. But when I say they're doing this to me, I've instantly made myself into a victim. And so, if we make that shift with our family members, and to see the person's state of fear, and I can have the compassionate thought toward them, and I can do the same thing with myself. What if I'm the one in the state of fear? What if I'm the one who's hurting? What if I'm the one who's terrified about paying the bills or having another job or keeping the one I have? What if I hold a compassionate thought toward myself? And what if I sustain that? Certainly I'm going to be at a higher energy where I will not be attracting more of the negative, right? And in that higher energy, I'm going to be where I'm attracting more of the positive back into my life. Because remembering the basic little premise, what I focus on is what I'll get. Whatever I focus on is what's going to increase. Whatever I focus on is going to increase as my internal reality or what I experience as an external reality, though there's no such thing. Because the minute we've observed something, physicists tell us we've already affected it. We're all one. We're all interconnected. But we experience it as if it's separate. And so I can affect that by affecting my thoughts. So I'd just like to close by saying, we don't have to stay in a state of fear. We don't have to live in a state of anxiety. We don't have to take it out upon our bodies all the time. We don't have to beat our bodies up in the cells in our bodies. We don't have to have illness after illness. We don't have to have them develop into incurable illnesses. By keeping my mind at peace, then I can keep myself at health. I can promote the health of my family. I can promote the health of my welfare, my workers, my co-workers around me. I can do that for the whole world.